Happy Friday, everyone. This is Christian DeBouche. Uh, this is the morning. It's roughly almost 9 a.m. And normally I would be at my desk making some phone calls, reaching out to for sale by owners, expired listings, trying to market myself as their next agent. And then afterwards, calling around the neighborhoods that I like, that I want to do business in, speaking to the homeowners and saying, hey, have you thought about selling your home, blah, blah, blah. And here in Florida, it's almost May. Now the conversation is coming up about like hurricane season, part deux in that point. But no, but today, last night I got a call from one of my clients who just got some terrible, terrible health news. And she's asked me to come over today to reevaluate our marketing strategy, particularly, the price. So I'm headed on, I've done my research. Is now she's in a situation where she doesn't want to see what the market's going to get her in terms of the price for her home. And it's a lovely home. Now she's got to really weigh, the cost of her immediate emergent health needs and the issues with her property, because there's a reason why it's been sitting. Some of the things, the comments that I've gotten from buyers who've come by, things, and we really need to have a conversation about what price will get the house to sell immediately. And granted, she doesn't want to give the house away for $1, but we need to be able to give her. I need to be able to give her there a realistic understanding as to like what is the market demanding in terms of price, because we're fully in a buyer's market here in Tampa Bay, and she's not far from the water, which means she has the flood zone risk. But she also needs to net a certain amount of money so that she can live the rest of her life. She's retired, and now she's considering some dramatic health challenges that her doctors gave her in the last couple of days. So I am no longer in a position where I'm marketing thinking about how much I can get her. I now have to think about what essentially can I guarantee that she can make if she slashes the price to like something that makes the house look like a deal. And she doesn't want to slash it without cause. She needs to know that if she brings this number down to a certain number, that there will be offers coming in. So I've been doing a lot of research. I'm still doing research. I'm going to have a preliminary conversation with some agents that I know in the area. That's where I'm headed now, who've sold around her, and give me a much more detailed view of what's going on the ground. But yeah, so now we're in a situation where she wanted to sell her home. Now she needs to sell her home. She's now what we would call a motivated seller, but not for the reasons that she was hoping for, a couple of months ago when we actually, met. Now she needs to basically be able to fund her life in retirement and her healthcare needs, and hopefully leave something on for her legacy, children and grandchildren. And that's not what I was expecting on Monday. It's been a slow week outside of that, but now like I said, you're working with people and you're working where they are, and sometimes where they are shifts dramatically, and you have to be able to deal with that. And I feel bad because I really wanted to make her more. I think the market is moving. We're in a buyer's market, but the seasonality in Florida means that after Easter, there's a lot more buyer activity coming in. So typically, in fact, last week, statistically, the week of the 13th is the best week to put a home on the market, according to the National Association of Realtors, for a variety of reasons I don't need to get into. But essentially, it's the start of the spring buying season that goes into summer, because people are looking around Easter, between Easter and Memorial Day, for the homes that they want to move into for the start of the school year coming up. And that's something that we were hoping for her, so that we didn't have to do another price reduction. Because the last conversation I had about price reductions, she was quite adamant that no, we're going to sit and we're going to see what happens. A few days later, she gets some horrible news, and now we're talking about dramatic price reductions. And I don't want to do that to her twice. I don't want to give her a number and then come back to her with another number. So I've done a lot of research. I'm going to meet up with some agents that I think are just they stay in that area. I go all over Tampa Bay. They're in that one area where her property sits. They will know better than me, or they should. Maybe I'm making the wrong assumptions. But I want to come back to her with a number, with a reason, with data, because whatever number I set is the number that will be set. And if it doesn't get any attention, I've lost all credibility with her at this most trying of her times. So, yeah, that's how I'm starting my Friday. So, wish me luck and wish us luck if you have someone looking in the Gulf Coast communities of Pinellas and Tampa Bay in general. Please give me a shout out. My contact information is in the description. But in general, like, it just sucks when someone would like to sell their house and that transitions to they desperately need to sell their house for a certain amount because life has told them that they need it. And I happen to be there, and I happen to be the one that she's relying on, and I want to be there for her. So, what a way to start a Friday. Anyway, this is Christian signing out.